chit-chatting about the important
vacuum.
things, like, can you hear my vacuum running in the background?
Well, those are important things.
They
I
are.
love the big floral curtains. Wow.
What'd you say about my curtain?
I love your big floral curtains.
Oh, thank you. It's funny. I've embraced this, like, I'm an old lady and I don't care, like, vibe. I think that half of the things I buy now, for my house and myself look like Golden Girls stuff, and I love it. I don't care anymore.
Man, if only we had that in the recording.
So I was getting ready this morning for today, and I was thinking about how, like, when you and I first met, it was because even though we worked at the same place like forever, um, it was because we were doing the TCC business, and I think I was like 42 or something like that when I met you, and I was thinking about how I was like coming to terms with like being like a middle-aged woman, and I met so many middle-aged women that year that like were like the most authentic, like welcoming powerhouses. And I was like, oh my god, I want to be these women, like. And I think that, like, so being friends with you has like
Oh,
caused me to give so many fewer fucks and just do what I need to do. That I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited that we get to talk to her today. Anyway.
I
Yeah.
love that. I know it was such a great experience for me too. You're just such a capable, badass woman, you know? Like,
Well, so I was thinking that one of the things that you taught me was like you're so gracious and overly like thoughtful about making sure everyone's experience is good. Like the little things like making sure there's like plants on different tables. So like it just that the way it feels like that's one of the things that I always bring from like working with you.
oh,
This is a really
okay.
this is a really sweet start to an episode.
Last episode we started by me explaining to Ben that I threw up in the Pacific Ocean. So this
Why are
is
you
so much better.
talking about this again?
I'm done.
Here's my cough.
I still have my plant actually that I won from that one
Me
like
too.
conference. Yeah.
That's awesome. I've thrown up in the Atlantic Ocean if
Have
that helps
you?
you.
Why? Why are we back here?
Stop. This is the best. I need a story. Is it a good story? Is it a story?
No, it was just a charter boat in Alaska.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll accept that.
Wait, did you say Atlantic Ocean?
Oh, that's
Is that
true.
it?
No.
That is the Atlantic?
That's
Okay.
Pacific.
You also threw up in the Pacific.
I also threw up in the Pacific and I don't know my geography very well. Amanda, I'm like, I
sorry.
drive, girlfriend, because you navigate.
That's true. That's a true
If you
story.
want me to navigate, we'll end up in the Atlantic Ocean
Or the Pacific.
or whatever ocean it may be.
It's gonna be a really long
Really?
drive.
Oh my god, this is so
Really?
great.
I have to consult a globe.
Alaska is on the west coast.
That's
It's right
correct.
next to Russia,
Okay. Yeah.
which
Really?
is also that direction. I realize that's probably not helpful.
I got you now. You're right.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is the
I'm
Oh my
sorry.
God.
I was just like Atlantic Ocean and Alaska were clashing in my brain. I had to ask.
Oh my god. Welcome to Coffee Break Classroom, everyone.
We're brewed for higher ed.
Oh my god. And we've
And
I'm
forced
gonna have to
something.
pop this cough drop. Sorry.
do it.
Yeah.
We've forced this poor sick woman to talk to us this morning. Welcome to Coffee Break Classroom, brewed for higher ed, where teaching meets good vibes. We're just two friends chopping it up. Here you can expect a blend of ridiculous classroom stories, a little educational research, and some practical teaching techniques. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk teaching without the grading. I'm so
I can't think of
sorry.
two people I would rather talk to more. You guys are great.
Oh
Aww.
my god. I will take that. So for those of you who are listening or watching, you've noticed that there's someone else here. So let's introduce our guest. So Terry, I want you to know that even though this is the first time you're appearing on the podcast, you have been mentioned probably 3 or 4 times in previous podcasts. Uh,
Wow, I'm notorious.
you
Yeah, she's
are.
just trying to get more views.
Exactly. That's exactly right. All right. All right, everyone. So, quick little bio here. We're gonna we made Christina's bio like too long, and even I skipped over it when we were watching it. So we tightened yours up. It's good. It's good.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm crying. I have tears in my
I
eyes.
do too. It's fine. All right. For over 2 decades, everyone, Terry Shamblin, our illustrious guest today, has dedicated her career to helping students find their footing and thrive in higher education. As a professor at Monroe Community College's Transitional Studies Department, she worked closely with students identified as underprepared for college level work, championing approaches that meet learners where they are and help them succeed. A natural collaborator and a practitioner of reflective learning, Terry has spearheaded several impactful initiatives at MCC, including the Accelerated Learning Program and collaborative learning as a high impact practice. She's also led summer institutes, like the one she led with me, which was called Student Ready Now: Data Driven Inquiry and Course Based Strategies to Prioritize Equitable Student Outcomes. But Terry's like
Rolls
done
right off the tongue.
right off the tongue. But you've done like a whole bunch in more recent years anyway. And previously served with me as interim co-coordinator of MCC's Teaching and Creativity Center.
In the classroom, Terry has taught an array of courses from college success and integrated reading and writing to co-requisite English, college composition, and foundations of health and wellness. Her excellence has been recognized, which is great, with the Nice Out Award for Excellence in Teaching, and she is a distinguished fellow in Global Skills for College Completion, a program highlighted in the book, Taking College Teaching Seriously, Pedagogy Matters. Terry holds an associate's degree in liberal arts from Genesee Community College, a bachelor's in English from SUNY Buffalo, and a master's in English from SUNY Brockport. She also earned a Mindful Leadership certificate from SUNY Sale and is a locally certified health and wellness coach.
I love writing these bios because I learn so much about people that I should know and don't know.
I'm actually nationally certified now.
Yes.
We sat for an exam last year and became certified meditation teachers. And I say we because, I have a business partner.
You do.
I'm updating that to nationally, even though we're never probably going to read this again.
She did update it to nationally, no?
I did.
Oh, okay. All right.
I updated it in our document.
Oh, I mean, it's written on my thing as national. Anyway, This is seamless. Terry is a powerhouse. She's working on her first novel. She co-runs a business she just mentioned called Mindful Life Connections, which is devoted to sharing the power of meditation and mindfulness. And she pours herself into her family, including her husband, hey Wayne, 2 children, and 7 grandchildren. Welcome, Terry.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
Oh, we're so excited. So thanks for joining us today. We have a couple questions. We've sent some of them to you. We've sent them to you, but sometimes like things come up like about you throwing up in an ocean that we're just going to stop and talk about when they come up.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Okay. We just kind of want to get started with knowing like what first led you to teaching, right? We did like a whole origins episode where we talked about our journeys, but like what brought you into teaching? What got you interested in it?
Well, I did not ever really have an interest in teaching. I never set out to be a teacher.
I love that.
And but what happened was I was a returning adult student at Genesee Community College, as you mentioned, and they asked me to be an SI in microeconomics of all things.
Really?
And so I found I was able to break that down, and the students were like, "This is so good. This is like I understand now, And then like one of the guys worked at the pizzeria. My husband goes to pick up a pizza, and he's like, "Your wife's such a good teacher." And so I got a little interested in it. And then, of course, I was just going to be a writer. And
just a writer.
Just a writer, And I took an adjunct position right back where I started in Genesee Community College. And I really liked it. I really developed a passion for it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is. So
SI is supplemental instructor or supplemental instruction. Yeah.
Right. So I was just supposed to hold study sessions, but the professor was like, look, I'm going out of town. Can you cover the class this week?
Wow. Wow.
And so I did.
So that idea of like breaking things down to students in a way that was like digestible and understandable, is that what led you to join the transitional studies department? And like how does that sort like tell us about working with that student population too?
Yeah, yeah. So, um, well, I was a high school dropout and quite a troubled youth, right? Like smoking in the bathroom and they were like, just go away. And so I did. And so I got a GED and blah, 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 all the education. And so my second semester at GCC, spring semester, I got a section of English 101 that was full of students who had failed the previous semester and had all kinds of life challenges that I didn't experience in the fall. And I thought, I found my people. Like, like I can help these people. And we just had a great class. And, sometimes if all you can give them is a positive educational experience, then they take that away from them and maybe they'll come back later or maybe it'll somehow, affect their lives positively. So,
It gives
um,
them a little bit of resilience, right? Like that positive experience.
it does. It does. And then they could try again. And so when the job became available at MCC, I jumped on it because that's the population I wanted to work with.
That's such
So
a
people
great
would say, you couldn't get
story.
a job in the English department. And it's like, no, dude, I chose this. These are my people, you
Yeah.
know? So I loved it.
Yeah, that's my favorite group of people at MCC, I think. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. That's such a great story, Terry.
Well, there's a lot of strengths that those students have that
Yeah.
that people don't recognize. They just, especially a lot of faculty might take a deficit approach, like they're underprepared, they can't write a cogent sentence, they, don't have subject verb agreement, but they have a lot of things. They've got grit, they've got life experience, um, they've got perseverance that a lot of students lack. And so, if you focus on their strengths, don't make any assumptions, and, make it good for them. It was good for me too.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I love learning this stuff. I know you two have known each other for a while, but like I'm still kind of new around here. So
Terry and I really hung out the most. Like we went to a pod conference actually, and then we played hooky for a day, and we drove to and from the Olympic Peninsula from Seattle, and like it was like there's nothing to do but like talk for hours. So
yeah.
that's why I was like, Terry's gonna be so good for the podcast. Like she's got great stories.
I feel like
Many stories.
yeah,
Yeah.
most of your friendships have been formed in car rides along the
It's
rides with
largely
people.
Yeah,
true.
to the Pacific Ocean.
That was the Pacific. It was.
It takes me back to being in the same Denny's twice the same day to charge a car.
That's
Like,
true.
yeah.
Last year, Ben came with me to go see Chloe in New Paltz, and we took my electric car, and we ended up. There's a Denny's in Herkimer that has a charger, a fast charger, and so on the way out, we drove and ate at Denny's, and then on the way back, we went back to Denny's and ate at Denny's again. And he was like, "We've eaten Denny's twice in one day. I think we might die. This might
The
be
same
it."
Denny's.
The same
I think
day.
you and I ate at Denny's. We were looking for just a beautiful restaurant. We couldn't find anything. And it's like, dude, we got to go to Denny's.
Denny's it is.
Oh my goodness.
It's critical in my life.
Hey, that's where a lot of this stuff was born. Like we started like talking about our research stuff there too. So
True.
yeah.
Denny's.
So so Terry, like how did you first become interested in mindfulness and meditation?
Hmm. You know, I thought about this, and there was this staff member at the college, and then she became a faculty member, Donna Burke. I don't know if you guys knew her. Of course you know her. She's
Yeah.
famous,
Yeah.
right? But she ran weekly meditation sessions, and I didn't go. I was like, that's great. Good for you, but I really didn't go because, my life was fueled by caffeine and stress, and I was just too busy for that. Um, I don't have time to sit still and meditate and what have you. But I admired her and her approaches to life. And, she'd always quote Thich Nhat Hanh. She was like a fangirl of him, this monk from, you know, and it was just, I was intrigued. Um, and then she put on a workshop in 2019 about mindfulness at work and taking care of your professional self. And some of that, resonated with me, but again, I'm just too busy for that or what have you. And so it was kind of a selfish motivation. I read this book by Dr. Joe Dispenza called Becoming Supernatural, and I wanted to be supernatural, right? Like it was totally selfish. It talked about getting a biological upgrade and, and if you meditated in this manner, you could change something about your biology. And so I just made a commitment. January 1st, 2020, I said, I'm going to meditate. I'm just going to strive for 5. Strive for 5 minutes a day, every day. And the rest is history. I just started meditating, and I did get my biological upgrade on that trip.
So, what a great time to start meditating, January 1st, 2020. When,
Yeah, I had no idea what was coming.
Oh
right?
no, I forgot about
Oh
that.
my
Like I
God.
just wasn't connecting the date in my head.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the start of my mindfulness journey, and I dragged my good friend Renee Domino in with me because we happened to be vacationing together um, to Jamaica. We brought our husbands to Jamaica, and so the first day we're like, all right, we're gonna strive for 5. We go stand in the water, and we don't even know what to do.
I
Like,
love that.
like we had no idea. I'm like reading Dr. Joe Dispenza on the beach, and then we'd go in the water, and um, so we just started like breathing in love, breathing out love, or you know, breathing in separation and breathing out one love man, or because we were in Jamaica, and we discovered 5 minutes is a long time when you've not done that and you're just being silent with yourself. Um and of course it's gotten easier and different and better over time, but yeah, that was the origin story. And so I used to get terrible motion sickness, like hence the vomiting in Alaska. And like I just lived on Dramamine, and I love to travel. And so they didn't go together. And how can I do what I love when I'm like this? And so really, I wanted that biological upgrade not to get motion sick
Okay.
anymore. And you got to elevate your emotions and do all this. I have not gotten motion sick since.
That's
Not
awesome.
once. We went on this van ride, and I was so excited to be there and so happy to be there and just so elevated. And um, everyone's kind of nauseous, and I'm like, this is great. I feel great. And I haven't had to take Dramamine since. I travel often now. And um, so, that was a very selfish motivation.
So,
But it happened.
that's I have like 100 Donna Burke stories, but like the first time I meditated was with Donna as well. And I saw this thing in the Trib that said that where Donna was inviting people, the Trib is our daily email address, our daily email that we get from our school.
Like newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, come at noon on a Friday and meditate with us for 30 minutes, and mats and blankets will be pillows and blankets will be provided. And I read that and I was like, oh my god, guys, Donna has figured out how to nap at work. This is like the greatest thing I've ever heard. So I'm like, I'm gonna go. And so I went, and it was at noon on a Friday. And then I left after 30 minutes and I felt like I had just gotten back from vacation. You know, that like vibe when you're just like, and then I just, instead of going back to my office, I just went home. It was like 1 o'clock and I'm like, I'm just going home. And I was like, I had never meditated before. And I felt like, and I don't think I did it right, but I felt so much better that I was like, there's some stuff to learn here for sure. And then I bought
Really.
Donna Burke's house. This is Donna Burke's old house.
And I am now running with Renee. Renee and I are co-running the weekly MCC meditation sessions.
Hell yeah.
So, Donna Burke has affected a lot of people's lives.
That's for damn
You're
sure.
going to have her on.
I know. I'm writing this down.
I was thinking about that too. Yeah. I it's fun listening to you two to kind of describe the feeling that you get from that. Like one of the things that I do, like I will do like yoga in the morning for like 20 to 30 minutes, or I will like do Tai Chi or something. Like I actually like
Really?
watch some videos to like go through and learn some Tai Chi, and like that has been some of the like least stressed that I've been like after like doing that. And I was like, this is nice. So I just kind of do that every once in a while if I'm feeling overwhelmed, and it just kind of helps.
Well, wait, that's like a perfect segue. Terry, tell Ben what you did this summer with yoga.
Oh, yes. I went on a yoga meditation retreat for 11 days in Peru and by myself. Like, I
Badass.
didn't know any of these people. I never traveled that far by myself. And it was just an amazing experience. So many wonderful people I met and just broadened my perspective even more.
That's
I loved it.
so from that day the in the Caribbean Sea when you and Renee were practicing your breathing.
I thought it was Hawaii. Wait.
No, she was in Jamaica, right?
Oh,
Yes,
Jamaica.
Okay.
Yes, sorry,
There's a
Jamaica. It
lot of
was Jamaica.
geography on this episode.
Sorry.
a lot of geography
It's
today.
true.
Okay, Jamaica.
Wow. So how has your practice then evolved from there over time?
Well, my motivations have changed, obviously. They're not so selfish and self-serving. Um, you know, um, Once got into it, I got into it, right? Just I learned a lot, studied a lot of different teachers, and just now that I know better, I do better, right? So um, it's I don't do as many guided meditations. So for a while, for a bridge, so we started in Jamaica, like just breathing in and out for 5 minutes, and then I didn't know what to do really. So I started reading more, and I downloaded some apps, and I highly recommend Insight Timer. It's a great free app, and they have a lot of guided meditations. So I used those as a way to get into meditation, to learn more about the different kinds of meditation, and I still love them, but now I tend to be more silent, silent sitting, that kind of stuff. But um, just the benefits I've seen in my life, which aren't the motivation for it, but they're wonderful side effects, right? That um, I just, I wanted to share that with others. So
That's awesome.
here we are. We became certified meditation teachers it's been a great journey.
Yes, you mentioned working with like Renee earlier. Like, what made you want to kind of turn your practice into a business?
Well, we were very similar, right? So we were highly driven, highly, motivated, fueled by caffeine, go, 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 constantly under stress, perfectionists, just that kind of, the type. You guys may know
Yeah,
the type. Yeah.
yeah.
So, um, and what we discovered, so now during the pandemic, so then the pandemic came and we decided we're going to be in each other's circles. And so we made a commitment to meet once a week on Wednesdays and go for a walk at a nature center. And we just report in, how's your meditation going? How's your practice? What have you, we helped each other kind of evolve in the practice. And, we really helped each other. She's like, I'm not doing it right. The perfectionism comes in. And I'm like, dude, sometimes I listen to it when I'm in the car. Just like, that's the only time I had that day. And we wanted others to experience the benefits, the side effects of meditation. We wanted them to know that there's a different way, right, to live. So
Yeah.
now I'm able to, respond instead of react because, man, I could turn on a dime. I could be like just pissed off about something and I'm marching down to an office and I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. But now I can be like, pause, respond, or just change. It was just a big change for us. And a lot of increase in self-compassion. So a lot of perfectionists are very hard on themselves. And I became more compassionate to myself. I'm a human being. And then by extension, other people are human beings just like me. Other people are stressed out just like me. So we really wanted to, I don't know, spread the news that, help people experience that shift.
So awesome. Tell us about your labyrinth.
Yeah, so we were all like, if we build it, they'll come, like Vegas, with our business. And yeah, we said, let's put in a labyrinth. And my husband is a contractor and knows a lot of people. And I don't know, a week later, my garden was bulldozed and I've got this big area ready. And so we laid down some sand, some landscape fabric and some sand. He he laid it all out just beautifully, just amazing. And then we went to Farmers Hedgerows and we found rocks. We just started taking rocks, and then people started donating rocks, and then we had an opening ceremony. I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago now, in July, and people came, and that's kind of where we came out of the like meditation mindfulness closet. And like, hey guys, over the pandemic, we started a business, we built a labyrinth, and so they came and they helped us. It was really beautiful. All these people pictured all labyrinths everywhere and took the energy of those and infused it in the center of our labyrinth. And yeah, so it's there, and I love it, and yeah, it's
So
beautiful.
it is. It is. So when do you think that you take some of this knowledge that you've gained in meditation and mindfulness, and how do you think that's changed your teaching?
Oh, well, um, a lot, right? So, um, I always believed in the, pause, let students think, but now I really embraced the pause. Now I'm so comfortable with silence that I will just wait for them to process, to think, to come up with something. I don't feel the need to jump in and fill the silence and, fill the gaps. And also, like, I'll just bring it in explicitly, let's all take a minute to arrive in this space and let's set an intention. We're here together for the next 50 minutes. Let's be together. These are our goals for the class. What is your goal for this class? Just take a minute to set the stage for them, to learn and to have a safe space and to just be. in that space. And, meditation trains your attention. And I don't meditate much in class. I mean, we will in the mind, on a mental health unit, we'll do some stuff like that. But um, it, the whole attitude of meditation comes into it, though. Like it's a meditative practice. And um, I feel in some way I can help them like train their attention because their attention spans are bing, 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 they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, if we could just focus and just be together for this time at this present moment, then, um, your learning will improve, your retention will improve, all of that. You'll just do better. They'll do better.
Do you have like this isn't a question I had written down, but I'm like, do you have any like maybe small things that like an instructor could take into the classroom and do? Like this, so I've done like my I've talked about my study bites before on this, and I've talked about them before at some TCC conferences, and I did one on mindfulness, like with students, but I always kind of feel weird, like bringing that into the classroom space. Like it makes me nervous, and I think it's possibly kind of the perception of like engineering and physics, like what the students are expecting in a classroom for me to come in with, like let's take a moment and arrive in this space. It's a very different energy, and I feel like kind of weird doing that sometimes. I will admit. But do you have any maybe advice for like small things that people could do in the classroom?
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned your study bites and they're
Yeah.
great. I love your study bites.
Oh, thanks.
And I think things like that encourage, right? It's all metacognition. It's all getting
Hmm.
students to think about their thinking. So even just pausing and pulling out a piece of paper and just, all right, think about your thinking right now. How have you been paying attention in class? Or what do you really know and what do you not know?
Yeah.
Even those classroom assessment techniques are a type of mindfulness. Um, so we just don't call it that, right? So, and even if we don't say, let's take a moment to arrive in this space and do the whole mudra thing, which I don't, you know,
Yeah.
but let's all just can we be fully present today
Mm-hmm.
and do this? So definitely encouraging metacognition, checking in about their lives, because that's mindfulness, and just being mindful that students have lives outside of our classroom,
Yes.
and and being kind and compassionate to them is a
Yeah.
mindfulness practice. We don't know what they went through before they came to our classroom. We can't, just don't make
Hmm.
any assumptions and give them the benefit of the doubt and assume good things, be
Yeah.
curious.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because part of it is like if anybody needs to calm down, like and like relax a little bit, it's my engineering students because they're stressed out. Like they're doing 18 credits a semester of like lab classes and calculus, and that's enough for them to, to they need to be able to kind of take a moment and just like check in and slow things down. And I think that would help them a lot.
Yeah, yeah. What's going well for you and get them
Hmm.
to turn their attention. They're high achieving students, but they're going to focus like all perfectionists on that one assignment that they messed up or forgot about or whatever. So just turning their attention back to what's going well, what's working.
Hmm.
I think that's so good for like supporting that asset-based mindset where like you
Hmm.
see what I'm succeeding at, what are my strengths, like what am I bringing into this that's going well, and it's just that little piece of gratitude, like that switch, right, where you can see so many different things in a classroom, but if you see what's right, like it's a powerful technique for sure, for sure.
I need to do that for myself as a department chair.
God bless you as a former department chair.
Yeah.
I called it serving a 3-year sentence. And my last year, I'm not even lying, my last semester, I had a paper chain and I would take a link off every day until that job was done.
Oh
So
my goodness.
I'm an educator, I'm not an administrator, and
Mhm.
I just couldn't. I couldn't.
Yeah, the advice that my former PhD advisor got was that it only takes about half your time. It's just every other minute. I'm just like, yeah, I feel
Ew.
that.
I
I
love
get
that.
when I come back to my office and I'm like, I was gone for an hour and now I have 25 emails.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
oh, yes.
So in that kind of like space, how do you employ mindfulness and meditation as a faculty member?
Um, this has really been more beneficial than in the classroom, I think.
Mm,
To me, the mindfulness benefits, the side effects. I'm able to zoom out at meetings, like everything used to go through my heart. And I remember like being so mad I'd cry, like just I could feel it all, And I was able to gain some distance, some perspective from that. So I could sit in a meeting now and, just zoom out, just kind of be the witness of what's happening or the observer rather than being in the middle of all of it, right? And I could become curious, right? Assume a beginner's mind. So instead of making assumptions, well, they're doing this because they don't care about faculty, I could be like, I wonder what their reasoning is behind this decision. I'm sure there are things at play that I have no idea about behind the scenes, And so I I don't try to take things as personally as I used to take things. And and then it helps me like accept and let go, right? So I loved my job working with transitional studies students. And then our department became, call it what you will, right? We would say disbanded, all these terms that we could choose. And but we didn't have a TRS department anymore. And, we had a year transition. We were told on the first day of 2 years ago, the first like Wednesday of the semester, you're not going to exist next year. Make it happen, Um, I think I would have been crushed before my mindfulness and meditation practice. I don't even know if I could have like lived through that, and I don't mean to be dramatic like that, but um, I was able to accept, I was able to let go and trust that I'm going to make a difference wherever I go, that these students will be taken care of because, it's not all resting on just one department's shoulders.
mm,
It's everybody's role to help everybody. So, um, yeah, it's really, really changed in that role, in that capacity that I don't take it all so personally.
yeah, it's kind of like acknowledging where you are because like this is happening. I can't do anything about it. So what can I do with where I am at now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well said.
So I realized as you were talking that that's one thing that was missing from our questions. So you're not in the transitional studies department anymore. Do you want to tell everyone like about where you ended up after your department was disbanded or
Yes.
dissolved?
See, the universe
It
provides. It
does.
really does. So, so over the pandemic, Renee and I, we became certified mindfulness meditation teachers, and we became locally certified health and wellness coaches. And then after you become a health and wellness coach, you got to do like 50 hours of coaching, and then you can sit for the national exam. So in between that, so now we've got this. In the health and PE department, they were having some retirees. They were certified health and wellness coaches. And if like they needed a certain number to keep their certification, and so they had a need, we had an interest now because, that's now becoming our area of expertise. So it's beautiful. I'm working in the health and physical education department. I have a beautiful office with a window. Um, I'm able to bring in, mindfulness and meditation to my foundations of health and wellness courses, and it's been really great. And then, even like I used to do world happiness as a theme when I taught English 101,
Nice.
and now I'm teaching global health and culture, and I just had this rich background that I was able to translate over. So, yeah, it's been a great switch for us. And then there were other reasons, of
Sure.
course, like liberal arts requirements
Mm-hmm.
and the courseworks we were bringing. Um, it was a nice place to house all of them together. But personally and professionally, it's been a wonderful move for me.
That's awesome.
It's so cool how like as your passion sort of developed over time that naturally like things aligned so that your professional and your personal passions kind of merged. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. So cool.
And the other thing that isn't on our list but is a huge like thing that you do at our institution is you and Renee write the college orientation seminar like textbook, and you run the classes. And so I'm wondering how when you're sort of ideating what that class looks like, which there are a million sections of, like how do you think your work in meditation and mindfulness has kind of sunk down or dripped down into that work?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, we just happened to just count some beans yesterday, and there are 58 sections of
Awesome.
college success courses
Mm-hmm.
running this fall, and like 16 new instructors. So,
Wild.
so we need to onboard them. To be fair, Renee does more of that than I do. She's the adjunct coordinator. Um, but the college success textbook we work on together,
Mm-hmm.
and we just got an IDS stipend this summer to make all of our materials and our course shells ADA compliant.
Yeah.
And so I think just being mindful of the student population and how they're changing, and being responsive, and not being dug in, like this is the way it's supposed to be, but just being open, because really it's the college's course. And so, for example, the transfer office said, would you send me the parts of the text so we can go over it? We were like, oh, thank you, yes.
Right.
And so then we're able to make changes from that, and based on their feedback to make it better. So it's just a great collaboration around the whole college.
It's like the whole course has such good energy. I just feel like it's built with like this intention of welcoming students, helping them to make this college transition a positive one, and just giving them awareness of so many of the tools and the supports that exist at the college, which I don't think that they really get any other place. I'm sure that they mention this if a student goes to orientation, right? But like, I feel like your course is so intentional about connecting students with resources. It's great.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, and we just tried to bring in like strengths-based, and bring in metacognition, and just all those success strategies that we can apply to that course moving forward.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If this, I'm going to ask Amanda's favorite question about that she likes to do for our guests is if you could give yourself some advice for like when you first finished college, or maybe even when you first started teaching, like what would you say?
Hmm, that's a tough question. That one it is. Because I was a returning adult. I already had children,
Mm.
so I was that person. Like, I gotta get a 4.0. I gotta, and I think if I could tell myself done is better than perfect, that would be helpful. Um, and that it's a role. It's an important role, but it's not my identity. And, you know, these jobs can become all-encompassing and all-consuming. And especially, when I was teaching five writing classes, or,
Oh my God.
I I would set my alarm for 3 a.m. and grade papers or stay
Oh
up
no.
or stay up. And one time a dean said, she's long retired now, I probably shouldn't say this, but she's like, if you really cared about this project, you would stay up till 3 in the morning to get it done. And I'm like, but that's when I get up. So when am I going to sleep? So to really like take care of yourself, because it's easy not to. It's easy to fall into, the students have so many needs, and and they'd write about these things, and it would travel through my heart, and I would worry about them, and so, it is a role. It's not my identity. There's only so much we can do. We can give them a positive educational experience. We can bring our A game every time, but if we don't, just forgive ourselves, right? Right? And, it's not about me. And I think so many faculty forget that. And I'd be like, this student didn't do their homework, hasn't turned anything in. It's not
Yeah.
because they don't like me, they don't like the course. You know, it's not about me. So not to take things personally in the classroom, with
Hmm.
administration, with any of it. So if I could have taken up mindfulness and meditation 20 years sooner, that would have been better for my life.
But it's never too late. It
No.
was never too
No,
late. Yeah.
no, it's never too late.
So while you were talking, I have been writing down, because you're triggering like Terryisms that I found that after working with you that I say myself now. So you first said when we were talking to assume positive intent, and like I feel like that's something you say regularly, and it's something that I I've worked really hard to remember. But one of the things you just said was don't let perfection be the enemy of the good, or don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. You said that to me so many times, and I have found that so liberating as a professional, to just be like, you know what? Whatever. This is going to be
Yeah.
fine. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. I've been
Yeah.
working on some labs for a new robot that we have for our class, and I'm just like, they just need to get done. Like, we'll figure it out. It's the first time we're using it. If it doesn't work well, like we learn what we need to do differently next time. Like it's gonna happen. I have to have something for them. Like let's just put something together.
Hmm.
And the one I use the most is, you said to me multiple times, you can either be a good story or a good like a good role model or a good lesson.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I would say. I was like, do you want to be a good example or
Yes.
a horrible warning?
Oh.
And, and they want to, students would be like, I want to be a good example. Of course you do. Of course we all do, right? We don't want to be a horrible warning, but I've been a horrible warning before. I've lost it at work. I've,
Yeah.
not been as professional as I would like to have been.
Not me, not ever, not ever. Just kidding. Not really. Wow. Cool. Ben, do you have any
Yeah.
questions that came up while we were talking?
No. I was just gonna say thank you for a lovely episode.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys for asking me. It's been a
This was
pleasure. I love
delightful.
working with both of you.
Yeah.
Same, same. Oh my
Yes.
God. All right. Well, I think we're good. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. And if you like this episode, would you like rate and review it, and maybe share it with a friend, so that my social media can be less boring than it is right now? Because right now it's all coffee break classroom. So it's all good.
I mean, my former students are like watching things on TikTok that you post.
They
So
are. They are. And they comment, which is hysterical.
Wow.
I know.
I
Good
haven't
for
looked
you
at that.
guys. I
Now I,
love that you're
yeah.
doing this.
It's
I
been
love
fun.
that you're focusing on the classroom, because that's where the magic happens.
It is.
It is.